had a irritated testicle the other day.
Oh, look, now hang on a second.
Oh, hang on. Hello, everyone having breakfast.
If we got her name was Michelle, by the way. I said last week her name was Marilyn.
Yeah, she said you talked about your penis. This is testicles. And this is a
health... Oh, that's different, isn't it?
This is a health message. This is a true story.
Oh, by the way, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. But I had an irritated testicle. That's what the doctor called it. So that sounds like a punk man.
I was just going to say that.
I see an irritated testicle tonight.
Yeah.
What songs will they have?
I think the irritated testicles.
Yeah. Don't touch me.
Don't go too far. Today's a hot day.
Squeeze no. Anyway, so he said...
you went to the doctor.
I went to the doctor.
And pulled your pants down.
Did
you just tell him about it, or did he look at it?
No, he looked at it and grabbed it. And you haven't lived till you've had the doctor with a rubber glove, fondle you. He has to examine it.
What do you mean you haven't lived?
You haven't lived to the doctors.
Was it a male doctor?
Yes. And you can see as he was doing it, he was questioning all his choices in life. I went to uni and everything. Now I'm doing this for a job.
It's come to this.
I own a BMW, for God's sake. My wife's beautiful. What am I doing?
How was work today, Dale? Don't ask.
Can you cook dinner, Dale? No, best I don't.
Let's put on Spicks and Specks. Oh, no. Dave O'Neill's on. There he is. I tend to fondle his testicles.
Would you like meatballs? No meatballs.
So what was it?
It's called epididymitis. Oh. I've had it before. Okay, so what it is, this is a health message for all the men out there. Sorry, ladies. It's the tubes that go between the testicle and the wherever. It's a bacterial infection. It's an infection. And I said,
on the outside or in?
No, it's inside. It's all internal.
Oh, so it's got a cold.
It's got a cold. And it's quite painful. It's quite, you feel a bit uncomfortable.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Irritated. And he said, look, I said, so how does this, I've had it before, how do you get it? And he goes, look, a bit of bacteria gets inside the sac and infects the little tubes. He goes, technically, though, it is an STD. So I do have to ask you, have you had any sexual relations outside of your marriage? And then he burst out laughing. He goes, I know, it's ridiculous, I know. I'm like, yes. Yeah, so anyway.
It's an STD.
It's an STD. I was trying to think of something funny to say.
All the guys that are listening now are having pain in that area because I am having.
Are you having a pain in that area?
Yeah, because I'm going, I feel a bit funny too.
Well, it can be an STD, but it can't.
But how do you get an STD? I mean,
how do you get a bit of bacteria inside your...
Well, no. Is it an STD? Does that mean you would have had sex with someone or just touched inappropriately?
Well, actually, I don't know, but you can get it. Kids can get it. So,
I'm getting pain down there now.
Yeah, so you don't have to.
I'm a hypochondriac.
You don't have to be sexually active to get this thing. You can get it, when you're 12 or something. Boys can get it, so it's not something.
And antibiotics.
Antibiotics. Got some antibiotics.
How's it feeling now?
It's feeling much better. Yeah. It had some.
But when I know we say this a lot, but when all the antibiotics get together. When the antibiotics get into your body and then find out where they have to go.
I know. Not the nutsack.
I
thought it was the ankle.
How about if your chest complaint or maybe an infection in the ear or something? But no, you're going to send me down to the balls. I don't want to go down there again.
Not again. I went there last year.
Anyway, I'm glad it's working.
Anyway, it's a health message for the people. Get checked out.
And I'm impressed that you know all the big words and everything, and it just it just went away, did it?
Yeah, it just goes away. And because I said it's not cancer, and he goes, no, he goes,
oh, poor thing, you would have been worried. Yeah.
Well, he said he's had cancerous testicles in his hand before, and
now he's showing off.
And you can feel an actual lump. You can actually feel a lump.
Did you ever feel yourself?
Yeah, but it was sensitive.
Only on the one. Was it right or left?
Left.
Oh, well,
thanks for asking.
Yeah. Now,
because Nick Capper, the great stand-up comic, he does routine. He had testicular cancer, and they had to take one out, and the doctor said we can replace it with a rubber ball. And he goes, to make things look normal down there. And what's his joke? He goes, I don't know if you've seen testicles, but they're not the best looking thing in the world. You know what I mean? So. Anyway,
it would be like getting a breast implant. They'd probably try. They'd probably have they open up the box. They'd have
Oh yeah, which one do you want?
Yeah, are you A or a B, a C, a D?
Which one there? Which one? Oh, I'll have that one. No, that's my dim sim for lunch. It's quite big, Steve. Oh, God. Here comes the music, thank God.
Welcome to Somehow Related Now. Please welcome your hosts Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
Yeah, here we are. We're on the...
Yeah.
I love those jokes. Oh, no, that's actually my lunch. It's my,
What's the other
that
joke?
goes
Yeah.
into the sex shop and goes,
Yeah.
I pick anything from the wall. Oh, I like that big long one with the tartan. That's my thermos.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry.
What's the other one? Take your pants down and bend over. Where do you want me to put my pants? Just put them over in the corner on top of mine.
Yeah. Doctor jokes are always funny. Always funny. So anyway, welcome to the podcast, and
We're living up to our representation of being
Marilyn / Michelle's. I'm going to be happy.
Yeah, as in we're doing dad jokes, we're doing testicles, we're doing penis. Let's just have
That's a men's
the
health
rest of the
message.
show.
Men's health message.
We will not talk about. We'll keep Michelle happy.
No, but it is important as men to talk about those issues because a lot of men, I reckon,
In denial.
At least there'll be 2 or 3 men out there going, "My testicles a bit irritated. I'm going to go to the doctor now." We're helping people.
And would you have done the same thing with a female doctor?
Yeah,
Of course.
absolutely.
It wouldn't worry me.
Would have preferred it.
Yeah. See,
Sorry, Michelle. Anyway,
gee,
okay. Well, we should get our topics.
What are we doing the show again? We may need to change the name of the show.
Yeah. Well, when we get 2 topics, we've just got to work out how they're related, and often they sound like last week we had Shakespeare and drag queens.
Yeah.
And they're obviously in the same world. They're theatrical. So I wonder if Sam's going to give us one that's so obtuse or one that's kind of, you go, oh, similar, aren't they?
Look, of all the people involved on this show, she is very clever. She's probably the smartest person in the room.
She's probably left after the last 5 minutes.
She might have one of
I think she's gone up to see HR, make a complaint.
inappropriate.
Well, what other topics, Sam?
Polar bears and penguins.
See, again, that's like
They're pretty
Shakespeare.
close.
They're kind of they're like, don't they live together?
Yeah, they're from Shakespeare and drag queens, same world, aren't they?
Yeah.
Polar bears.
Yeah, and penguins.
But this is where Sam is clever. They're the same. They're related, but they're different. But they're the same.
I love penguins are my favourite animal.
They are not.
Remember we went to the zoo and I took one home? Remember
So you have been down to the famous Phillip Island?
Love it.
You know you can watch that live every night if you want.
Oh, can you?
There's a camera set up. You can watch it live every night. I think it's on YouTube, and you can see the little. And you know what? They could be running just a videotape of any night. But if you want to watch it live, I think you can.
I'm so old that I remember going and just sitting on the beach before they had the bleachers there. So
Yeah,
for people
me
that don't
too.
know around the world, I know we've got listeners in Sweden and stuff. One of the great attractions here in Victoria, our state of Australia, they have the Phillip Island penguins, and you go along to the beach, and you sit in these bleachers, and they have all announcements on the speakers. Remember they used to have the announcements, no flash photography?
Yeah.
No flash photography. And then the penguins would walk up the beach, and all the tourists would start flashing their cameras, and all the penguins were looking dazed.
Yeah. You got to say, I'm surprised that there's such a major concern down there. You would really think they should be left to do what they do and be left alone.
Yeah, but they're a big tourist attraction, aren't they?
Well, hello, making money out of it, so therefore they can't get rid of it now that it's too invested.
like
but the poor old penguins are going, hello, where's my cut?
Yeah.
I mean, where's, maybe...
It's like a
bucket
freak
of
show.
fish.
It's like a freak show.
It's a freak show.
Do you reckon those penguins talk to normal penguins and they go...
Oh, you're the hoity-toities.
wow. They're
How do I get a gig there?
Are they like,
no, mate.
Are they
mate.
like neighbours stars or something? Are they like the stars of the...
The
ocean?
penguin will, absolutely. Yeah. Like if they went down to what's Antarctica, they'd be go, I hear you guys are big up north.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got our own TV show.
Yeah. And the thing about them is they're already dressed up.
Yeah.
They've got on the
Do you know why they're black, why they're that?
No, I would love to know.
It's camouflage. It's camouflage to blend them into their environment. Yeah.
Well, how? Hang on. But hello, ice, white.
Yeah.
Penguins,
They got
black.
white on them. They got white on them.
And black.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know about the black. That must be the ocean. I didn't read too much in the article. I remember reading an article about penguins because I love penguins.
And did they say something along the lines of they are the bird of the sea?
Yeah, and they can't fly. They're flightless birds.
But they can fly underwater.
Yeah.
They're fantastic to watch underwater.
And they're waterproof. So, I mean, that's a stupid fact, but they're not like a normal bird, like a seagull. They get drenched. They're waterproof. That's like a wetsuit. Their skin.
Isn't it like an oil on a fur?
Mm.
Oh, here comes our Sue.
All right, we will return. Sorry, we just had a lunch break.
Are we talking a bit slower? Because digestion does kind of prioritise energy levels. I'm feeling a bit sleepy
We were talking
now.
about testicles, weren't we? Oh, no, penguins.
Yeah. Penguins.
Love penguins. I was going to say, you ever met a penguin? You ever patted a penguin? You're not meant to pat them, I don't think.
No.
But when you go to Antarctica, apparently, there's those big ones, like the emperor penguins and stuff, the big penguins.
Yep.
Because they don't see humans very often, they're kind of curious, and they'll come up and stand next to you and stuff.
Yeah.
God, I would love that.
You don't get the feeling that they are an aggressive animal.
No.
They're an inquisitive animal.
We're talking about the Phillip Island penguins. That's what we were talking about.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
They look very cute, don't they, as they waddle up the thing with their, And there's something about family, and there's something about them going to their little house, about nesting, about being warm, being in the cold ocean, going to a little warm nest, about taking care of the eggs. We go, well, that's what life is all about. A beautiful moment in time, and then you take your photos and you buy your cup and a hat and the video, and you go home, drive for 2 hours back to Melbourne.
It's good times.
Good times.
Happy Feet. You ever seen Happy Feet? That's a penguin movie.
That's musical, dancing. Yes.
George Miller, who did Mad Max.
Well, good on him. Well, you can do it at Port Phillip Bay too. I know we're big.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you can do it there.
There's some penguins in St Kilda, aren't there, in the rocks?
Yeah. Well, sadly, sometimes when I go surfing, you will find ones that have passed away. They've been got away from the pack, and they'll wash up on the beach occasionally.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. It's very sad. Obviously, they're not well, and they, they can't be kept alive. And
but you take it home and eat it to, make use of the potty.
On a stick, put it on the rotisserie. Beautiful. What's for tea?
Penguin. I wonder what they taste like. I reckon they taste like mutton bird. Not that I've ever had mutton bird, but they'd be very oily.
What do they have? A beak? Do they have a mouth?
No teeth.
No teeth, I know that. Are they...
Little wings?
Little wings. And are they all over the world?
I think that's a really good question.
Are they only in the southern hemisphere? Are they in the northern hemisphere?
Oh, I don't know. But, they have them down at Warrnambool too. Warrnambool. I'm only thinking of Victoria. They have them on Kangaroo Island in South Australia. They have penguins there.
Yep.
What are those things on Rottnest Island in WA? What are they called? Quokkas?
Yeah, quokkas. Little...
Kick a quokka. Remember that?
That's
people
terrible.
were kicking them or something. They're cute, aren't they? They're like a little...
little kangaroo, aren't they?
Yeah, they're native.
And they're only in that part of the world.
We can move on. Even though I love penguins.
So we haven't done polar bears yet.
Should we talk about polar bears?
Talk about polar bears.
All right. What do you know about polar bears?
I know...
Let me just say, not much is what I know about polar bears.
Well, they're
white.
They're a bear. They're a mammal.
Mm-hmm.
They're white.
Mm-hmm.
They can swim really well.
Whoa.
They can swim for days, apparently.
They look scary.
They do.
But they sort of look cute, though, don't they?
Polar bear, if you wanted to be up close to something, you would prefer the polar bear to the grizzly bear. Grizzly bear does look like it wants to...
Oh.
Well, polar bear probably still could grab a hold of you and probably bite your head off.
You ever seen a bear in the wild? Like any bear. Not a koala bear.
No.
No.
Have you?
No, Nick Cody, the comedian, talks about...
Where was he?
In Canada on a bike.
Yeah.
Seeing it on a bike track or something.
And what do you...
Well, there's always different things. Do you stand still? Do you rush at it? What do you do?
I watched that show alone, and they would just go, "Hey, bear. Hey, bear." And because you were making a noise that they weren't familiar with, it spooked them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think that's what it was. But they certainly didn't try to be friendly to it, and standing still too, which would be the hardest thing to do.
Yeah.
That thing coming at you at pace. Polar bears, I remember telling a joke about polar bears.
Oh, really?
What was it?
What was the polar bear joke?
You know the polar bear joke.
No.
Where the polar bears are all walking through the snow.
No.
And the little baby polar bear comes up to the mum of polar bear and says, "What sort of polar bear am I? Am I a koala bear? No, I'm not. You're a polar bear. What's another bear? Am I a grizzly bear? No, you're not a grizzly bear. You're a polar bear. Am I a teddy bear? No, you're not a teddy bear. Why all the questions? Because I'm fucking cold. Is that it?
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a funny joke.
Yeah, and I told that joke to Billy Connolly
Oh, did you like it?
over lunch. Oh, name dropping. Haven't done that for a while, I must
God.
admit. And he really liked my impersonation of a polar bear, and I'll do it for you. I just put my hands like this.
Yeah.
I'm rotating my hands. So I rotate with my hands. I walked like a polar bear. I just did
Wow.
this. Yeah. And,
That night on stage.
well, I went and saw him a few weeks later, and he goes, "Did you see I did your polar bear move?" That was to let you know that I knew you were in the audience.
Oh, wow. Did you do the joke?
He didn't do the joke, but he did the polar bear move.
Yeah.
So, I am probably, on my resume, I have written for
Billy Connolly.
Billy Connolly. That was a long time ago. Hello to Billy, if you happen to be listening.
Probably.
I'm sure he's not.
Probably.
But he's going through some medical challenges with Parkinson's.
He's been sick for a while, but
But he's still been producing books.
Yeah.
And he did a how
Did a
to do comedy
masterclass.
thing. Yeah.
incredible.
Was that on? What was that on? Was that
it
on?
was on the internet.
But was it part of that masterclass
I think
thing?
so.
Where you get paid to talk about what you do?
Yeah, we should do it on podcasting.
How come we haven't been approached about that? So I know that they are under threat through climate change,
Climate change.
mining. I know that they eat seals.
Oh yeah, they do, don't they?
They also eat
Fish,
fish, eggs, that sort of thing. They
eggs.
yeah. I'm thinking of the grizzly bears now. They're the
Yeah.
ones that pour the salmon out. They flip the salmon out of them when the salmon are going. This is hard enough going upstream. Now I got some big hairy thing trying to flip me
Yeah.
out of the water and eat me. I know that polar bears weigh around about the same as 10 men. They're about 800 kilo.
Oh, imagine. See, one could easily crush you. You know. Like,
Yeah. See, I've got to be honest. I'm not a big zoo guy.
You don't like zoos?
No. I mean, you go to the zoo and you see a polar bear.
Hmm.
I don't know whether they still have them in the zoos in Australia, but you go, it shouldn't be there.
It's a bit sad.
It's sad.
Well,
Especially when it's 30 degrees or whatever, and you're just going, this is wrong.
I went to the aquarium here in Melbourne. I did a gig there.
Yeah.
Gee, that was interesting. I got a mouse run across the stage while I was on.
And did you know?
Yeah, everyone saw the mouse. It upstaged me, that mouse. Anyway, there were penguins right next to me in a glass.
Oh, there's a thing to upstage, yeah.
Oh, the penguins. And I said to the zookeeper, the woman in charge, I said, so where did you go? Did you catch these penguins?
Good question.
She said, no, they're all bred in captivity, these penguins. So that's all they've ever known.
So therefore, if you let them out, they wouldn't survive.
Well, they would probably on their instincts, but they were just jumping in the water and catching fish and...
And they appeared pretty happy.
Yeah, they look pretty happy.
It's the animals that don't look very happy, to me. The ones that should
I know.
be, run, like elephants.
When you
and
see a lion
lions,
just pacing
you
up and down.
Up against the fence, and I go, you
no.
poor thing, it should be. If you ask him a question, you go, you know what? Sure, I enjoy the meals, 3 meals a day.
Yeah.
The
company? Talk to the zebra next door.
Yeah. But I would prefer to be maybe a little bit hungry and out wandering the plains with the family.
You'd think so. But the zoos will say that what they're doing is they're protecting the animals. So
how are they doing that?
Well, they're putting them in a zoo and they're looking after them. I don't know.
My theory is if you want to see an animal, go to where they live.
Oh, yeah. But see, this is the thing. That's why zoos are a thing, because they bring the animals to you, I suppose.
But for our enjoyment,
I know.
for our folly, for
I know.
our... No.
Still, you look at the giraffes, pretty amazing.
Cut to me at the...
You can do a thing where you go and feed the giraffes. Like, you go and feed them.
Yeah. Again, it's like a circus.
I know.
It's wrong.
It's back.
I'm sure there are people out there who are doing wonderful work in zoos and they're probably listening in. But I'm surely there's a part of them going, I'd like to take this. When you see a budgerigar in a cage, you just go, I'd love to let that little baby go. And that would probably get eaten by a cat within minutes.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Well, polar bears. I don't know what else we can say about polar bears.
Do they hibernate?
It's a really interesting thing.
Do they?
Bears, normal bears, brown bears do.
I don't think they would. I mean, where would they go and have a sleep in the snow?
Maybe they do.
Geez, we're not
very good with animals. Actually, animals is not our strong point.
What is our strong point?
Food, things from the 80s and 70s.
Okay, well we'll lay down. What's lay down was there? That's where you open your hand. I think. You lay down your hand and go, that's all I've got.
Yeah.
And if you lay down your hand, that's all you've got. And then you see
who
wins the hand. I think we lay down our hands, lay down Misère and say, that's all we've got. So therefore, we should have some thinking music.
Yes. Absolutely. What are we going to have?
Something from Happy Feet.
Oh, yeah, one of the songs. Or yeah, I don't know.
David Attenborough talking about a polar bear. Has David ever put the big fluffy coat on and gone down? He would have gone down.
Surely.
Yeah.
Surely. Why don't... remember we met the producer from David Attenborough in this very pub? Remember we met one of the
We
producers?
did, and I upset her. I did. I know, I was a bit arrogant. I said, do you use animation in any of your shows? She said, no. And I went, that was a dumb question because I'm inferring that what you're doing is not
It's
authentic.
fake.
But you know what? If you've got one polar bear, with a click of a button...
You can have two.
You can have two. Like, watch this. Here's 8. There's 8.
Yeah.
And 8 polar bears walking across is much better than one polar bear.
She was offended.
Yeah, so anyway. David Attenborough's... hang on. Did you ever see that Graham Norton episode where the guy... what's his name? Benedict
Cumberbatch.
Yes. Where he
I love
could-
him. He's great in Sherlock. Yeah.
He's fantastic. He's
Doctor Strange. He's Doctor
knocking it out of
Strange.
the park. His work is just the best.
Yeah.
I hope he listens to the show. I hope he's listening.
His mum was a famous actress. She was in Carry On movies and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he said he often meets men of a certain age and go, oh, your mum, I used to have her photo on the wall. It's
really?
It's a bit creepy.
Well, if you didn't see this, you are going to be surprised. You say he's very good.
Love him.
He cannot pronounce the word penguin.
Oh, I've
he-
heard this before.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is what happened on Graham
Yeah.
Norton. He says penguin. Penguin.
Well, there are some words that you like pneumonia. I couldn't, cause
Yeah,
it's got
and
P.
you go with the version in your head that works, and even though it's wrong. But he did the voiceover for a documentary about penguins. See, I can say it, but he couldn't. And Graham Norton. If we play the clip, Sam, you'll hear Graham set it up, and you'll hear Cumberbatch responding to it.
Great.
Yeah, so
Let's have a listen.
Listen to him have a crack at the name of the word penguin.
All the questions we had, the one that came up most often was ask Benedict to say the word penguin. What is this about?
Well, apparently I got it wrong repeatedly in the documentary, and now I'm completely terrified of the word. I don't go near it.
The first one you sort of get away with, and then after that you lose all sense of what the word is. Let's have a look. Listen carefully.
And the last thing you might expect to see here is penguins. These are Fiordland crested penguins, named after this corner of South New Zealand. So why are these woodlands so attractive to penguins?
Wow.
Embarrassment.
You got kidnapped one day in South Africa when they were filming something?
Really?
Yeah, they got carjacked. So they got a flat tire. They were going to a diving school in the middle of nowhere for some movie they were doing, and then they got a flat tire. They got out of the car, and these guys just came out of the jungle and went, "Yeah, we're having that." And then drove them around to ATMs and got money out and stuff. And
That'd be incredibly frightening because to be bumped off, so to speak, is well,
they wanted
might
to
as well.
put him in the boot, but he talked them into.
I'm not a boot guy.
Yeah, he's a good actor. He just said, I can't be in a boot, and I'm Doctor Strange. Do you watch Marvel movies, you guys?
Yeah.
I'm Sherlock. Anyway,
And you got away okay.
Yeah, but it was traumatic.
Good story for a dinner party.
Oh yeah. What is your answer, Glenn? Polar bears and penguins. What is the connection?
I don't know. They are the two animals that I think of that are so well prepared for cold water and cold environments. I think what's that joke? When the bear's in the woods and it says to the rabbit, when you have a shit, does the wolves get stuck to your ass? You know that joke?
No.
He said, well, yeah, the bear's having a shit next to a rabbit, and he goes, when you have a shit, does the shit get stuck to your ass? He goes, the rabbit goes, no, it doesn't. So the bear picks up the rabbit and wipes his ass with the rabbit. So I think that penguins are a threat to polar bears.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
I'm going to say they were both around before dinosaurs. I reckon they're an example of animals that were around before dinosaurs.
That's a great answer. You've really thought that through.
Not
You've
really.
been, but you know the producer of David Attenborough. That's where you got that from.
She doesn't talk to me anymore after that lunch.
Just if you do watch a promo, watch how many. There's a snake one that they had. There's a lot of snakes. That's all I'm saying. There's a lot of snakes, and I don't think that many snakes could chase a badger.
Exactly.
That's all I'm saying.
That's all he's saying.
Hey, David,
yes,
come here.
yes.
Yeah.
Glenn,
Don't be ridiculous.
stop questioning my work. All right, what is the answer, Sam?
Polar bears are found in the Arctic, not the Antarctic. That's why polar bears and penguins will never meet. They're found in the north, while penguins are found in the south.
Oh, there you
Wow.
go.
See, because you see it in cartoons and movies and stuff, you think they hang out together, but they never hang out.
You have been listening to Somehow Related with Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
Well, polar bears can swim a long way. Having said that, to go from the north to the south.
So do penguins. I
Yeah.
can't believe there's no penguins in the Northern Hemisphere. That has freaked me out.
Well, you know what? Here's a show. Here's a show that we
Yeah.
will do. You and me will get together with David Attenborough. We'll get a penguin from the zoo, and we'll get a polar bear
and
from the zoo,
We'll have them meet.
and we'll have them meet.
Yeah, maybe not such a great idea.
Well, it'd be a beautiful moment because they have a lot of respect for each other. You know, I'm unlike you. I'm a bit like you, and because they must be related somehow.
Somehow, right.
What would we call it? The polar bear penguin.
I reckon after about a minute you have to cut because the polar bear would be trying to eat the penguin.
He would just pick the penguin up and eat it, wouldn't he?
Yeah, not good.
That'd be a nice lunch for him.
Oh, not
Yeah,
good.
a bit oily. Okay.
Anyway,
dump that idea.
Thanks for listening. I got to go. I got my band rehearsal with Irritated Testicle. We have to go.
Testicles.
Woo!